You ever get a text that burns right through your chest? Like, your brain needs a second to catch up before your heart starts screaming? Yeah, that was me standing at gate B17 with my boarding pass in one hand and my dignity in the other. The message said, "Don't board. We told the senator's family you're in rehab. You'll ruin the aesthetic. The dog's taking your seat." I swear I saw the words shimmer like a mirage, because surely no family could be that brazen. But they could. Mine was. The second ding came before I even blinked. My sister Britt, always the influencer, was live on her socials from seat 1A, the seat I paid for. Her tiny French bulldog had the window view, because apparently negative energy had to fly economy. In this case, not at all. The caption read, "Family detox complete. Manifesting only high-vibe people now." Oh, bless her delusional little heart. I didn't sob, didn't stomp, didn't cause a scene. I just watched the screen as something inside me went silent. For the first time, sadness didn't crash over me. It calcified. And in that stillness, I started to plan. To the world and to them I was Faye, the struggling freelance IT girl tinkering away in a cramped studio apartment, eking by on coffee and cheap Wi-Fi. They liked it that way. It made them feel taller. What they didn't know was that a few weeks earlier, I'd closed a $620 million cyber logistics contract for a branch of the Department of Defense. What they didn't know was that my studio was just a decoy address, good old operational security, while my real home sat carved into an Aspen mountainside, a glass and steel fortress worth more than Dad's entire legacy fund. And yes, I drove a 5-year-old sedan, not because I had to, because invisibility is underrated. As I numbly walked toward the airport exit, flashes of the past punched through. Britt's university debt IT grandi cleared after a teary call from Mom. "No thank you, just another text. Could you cover my Bali trip too?" I did. The down payment on Mom's new car? Mine. The Aspen rental they were headed to now? Also mine. I used to think money could patch love, that generosity was glue. Turns out in toxic families, generosity makes you part appliance, part wallet. Let's be real, in a family built on usefulness, you're not a daughter, you're a dishwasher with feelings. Cold air slapped my face as I stepped outside, the kind that bites and cleanses all at once. It was weirdly electrifying. They thought I'd slink back to my sad little studio. They forgot I designed systems specifically for dismantling threats. Then, buzz. A bank alert lit up my phone. Transaction declined. Amount, $200,000. Merchant, Rolex, Aspen. Card ending 8841. I froze. That card wasn't personal. Wasn't business. It was a federal logistics procurement card locked in a fireproof box inside my old bedroom. Do the math. Mom had broken in. My thumb hovered over deny transaction. If I canceled it, she'd be embarrassed. Maybe pay with her own card. Life would continue. I'd stew quietly. Or if I let it go through, she'd trigger every federal anti-fraud alarm between Colorado and Virginia. It wouldn't be me accusing her. It'd be the U.S. government. I remembered that first text. "We gave your seat to the dog." And I swear, some part of me grinned. So I hit authorize. Somewhere in Aspen, Mom was sliding her new accessory onto her wrist, smiling smugly, completely unaware she'd just shackled herself to a federal investigation. Elegant, really. Platinum-plated consequences. I wasn't flying commercial anymore. I had another destination, vengeance with a side of champagne. 2 calls later, a Bombardier Global 7500 was fueled and waiting. SUVs rolled out to 25 addresses, the uninviteds, Aunt Rosie, who still wore thrift coats, Uncle Mark the mechanic with permanent grease tattoos, Grandma June exiled to a nursing home because she didn't fit the aesthetic. My text read, "Mom said there wasn't room in Aspen. She lied. There's a car out front. Bring warm clothes, we're reclaiming Christmas." No one hesitated. When they stepped onto that jet and saw marble countertops and caviar service, you'd think they'd wandered into a dream. Uncle Mark whispered, "Who's the big shot we're visiting?" I laughed. "You're sitting in her living room." Half an hour later, we were cruising at 45,000 feet. For the first time in decades, my family, my real family, was laughing without tension. The sound healed something in me I didn't realize was bleeding. Then my phone buzzed again. "Mom," naturally. "Transfer me $5 grand immediately. The rental wants a bigger deposit. Brittany needs a spa day for the senator's wife. Don't ignore me, Faye. You owe us for raising you." I looked out the window at the curve of the earth. "Oh yes, Mom. Raised me well, didn't you?" I deleted the message, and I toasted to freedom at 0.9 mark. Snow-dusted pines bowed aside as our convoy climbed the private road. When the house appeared, cantilevered glass glowing like a lantern, everyone gasped. "Who lives there?" Aunt Rosie braved. I smiled. "We do." Stepping inside was like flipping worlds. Music, warmth, firelight. Staff I'd paid triple for the holiday were moving like clockwork. Every inch whispered, "You underestimated the wrong girl." I guided Grandma June to the head of the long mahogany table. "No kids' table tonight, Gran. You're royalty." Her eyes shimmered. "Sweetheart, your mom said you were struggling." I poured her sparkling cider. "Mom says a lot of things." Dinner unfolded like a dream truffle risotto, wagyu that could make grown men weep, laughter echoing off glass. But the true main course? Justice. I tap my glass if everyone looks out the north window. Motorized blinds rose, revealing the slope below. There nestled tiny and fragile was Mum's rental. Through their windows, little silhouettes moved around a cramped table. Her perfect little dinner with the senator's son. "Is that your mother?" Rosie asked. "Yup," I said, handing her my phone. "And she's about to watch the rest of us eat like royalty." A button click later, the terrace lit up with a 40-foot LED wall projecting our table in full cinematic glory. Down below, their snowbank glowed like daylight. Our laughter thundered through the valley. Seconds later, my phone rang. Caller. "Mum." I answered on speaker. "What are you doing?" she screamed. "You're humiliating us." "Turn that off." "Am I? Thought I was locked in rehab." "Stop it, Faye! People are watching." "Have some turkey, Mum. Looks a bit dry from up here." Click. The room erupted in hysterical applause. Aunt Rosie nearly sprayed champagne across the table. For 12 glorious minutes, it was paradise. Red and white strobes shattered the mood. Sirens tore through the laughter. Aunt Rosie panicked. "Noise complaint?" "Not quite," I said. The doors burst open and in swept Mum, mascara running, accompanied by a disgraced family doctor and 2 bulky men pushing a restraint chair. "Oh, thank God," she cried. "We got here just in time." Everyone froze. "She's off her meds," Mum wailed to the doctor. "She's hallucinating. She thinks she owns this house." Deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. The narcissist's national anthem. I stood calmly. "Mom, I built this house. I pay for this property line down to the lake." She turned, trembling with fake pity. "See, doctor? Delusions of grandeur. She's a freelance tech girl making peanuts." She broke in. Silence. Even my cousins hesitated, because when a lifetime of manipulation sets roots, truth sounds like madness. The doctor stepped forward with paperwork. "Faye, I'm issuing a temporary psychiatric hold." "Don't move," I said quietly. But the orderlies lunged first, strapping me into the chair while Mum cooed, "It's okay, darling. Mum will handle your accounts." And then, blue flash outside. Police. Mum's triumphant expression cracked when the officers asked, "Mrs. Taylor, are you the one using card ending 8841? Her mouth opened, no words. I lifted my phone, projecting the government seal. "That's a federal procurement card." She used it for personal purchases, $200,000 Rolex. The Department of Defense flagged it automatically. The orderlies stepped back so fast they tripped. You could feel the air change like the universe itself flipped alignment. The officer read her rights while she babbled excuses about family misunderstandings. The doctor was detained for assisting unauthorized detainment. Even Brittany's phone lit up. Her senator fiancé's publicist had cut ties. Blocked. She slumped to the floor, mascara rivers. You ruined my life. No, I smiled. I just stopped funding it. When the patrol cars carved twin red streams down my driveway, the world suddenly felt lighter, like the house could exhale for the first time. Grandma came beside me by the window, snow swirling around her nightrobe. She'll never forgive you, she said softly. I know, I whispered. That's the point. Grandma's smile was tiny but fierce. Good. That woman would have eaten you alive. We stood there quietly, the mountains reflecting our own clean slates back at us. For years, I thought peace was the absence of conflict. Now I get it. Peace is the presence of boundaries. With teeth. Later that night, when the dishes were cleared and the laughter faded into the hum of the fireplace, I walked out onto the terrace. Below, the rental house looked even smaller, like a distant memory I didn't need anymore. I'd spent half my life mistaking tolerance for love. But tolerance without respect is just self-betrayal wearing polite lipstick. I wasn't the villain in their family fable. I was the author, finally stealing back the pen. The snow kept falling soft, endless, clean, and for once, my breath didn't hurt. So yeah, that's how my family tried to write me out of my own story. They forgot I also write Codan codes always have back doors. If you've ever been treated like an appliance, an ATM, or a family prop, I hope my little rehab incident reminds you that you're allowed to unplug. Cut off the power, walk out shining. This is Revenge Diary, and I'm fate grateful, grounded, and finally free. Hit subscribe for more stories of poetic payback and share this video with anyone who needs proof that you can heal and have the last word. Cheers to boundaries with Bite.